So, okay, let's do some more fun additions. As you might have guessed, we're going to actually do an insult manager because there's only when we only have one input in this case. This is when we can actually attack. We don't have any jumps, so yeah, it kind of makes it for a little bit bearable. So let's add something funnier. In this case, it's going to be this balloon text, which are going to include an insult. I guess if you want to include something else, then you can do so. Now about the setup, we have the balloon, we have the main object, which is also going to have a script that is going to help us place it around the world, and we have inside, this was a button. I removed the button component. It just stays an image, an outline, and underneath it we have a text, and as you can see, it's a little bit moved from over there. The text alignment should be on the left and probably the center as well. Okay, so if you keep adding, it's going to remove the rest. You can see that it resizes depending on the size of the above component. Okay, like this. Okay, so I'm going to change the anchor for this into the right center. And let's place it right over here. So we only have positive values. Set this to 0. It's going to start from 0, and it's going to keep expanding until we reach our entire the size of the desired size, basically, and a little bit more. So let's say the default one should be around 180. Okay, let's see how this looks, and I think it just needs a little bit more. So maybe let's do 200. Let's do 200. Yeah, let's do 200. Okay. Now I've already did one small script. It takes a target. The target is going to follow into the world, and because we are using onto our canvas, we are using screen space camera, we can just use transform position will be the same as the target dot position. Okay, that's basically the only setting you can do this like that, and it will make a UI element to follow around an object. So for example, if we go inside the game and I assign a controller, assign a target, okay, he will follow it around. We don't want this to follow this player down here. We want him to actually follow the head of the players. So let's go into our UI manager and let's create public. Let's call this balloon helper player 1 balloon. Player 2 balloon. Okay, then public void init balloon, let's say states or state manager states, and if states dot is player 1, then player 1 balloon dot target equals states dot let's say character manager dot, or actually, you know what, we can get the expressions, and because we actually have the head render, that means we actually have the head object, so we can do head render dot transform, and it will follow the head. The opposite of that then, oops, it will be player 2 balloon, and let's assign this also on the states, so we don't have a lot of stuff going back and forth. Let's say balloon helper balloon. Okay, then states equals player1 balloon dot balloon, and then states dot balloon equals player2 balloon. Okay, awesome. So however, we still need to close this the balloons on start. So player1 game object set active false, game object set active false. Okay, now over here let's do public float timer, public actually max timer. We should include the UI, and we should also include public text, public float, let's say target size, public float okay, let's start with these two and we will see. Transmitter position, let's say public bool is playing, similar to the expressions. So we're going to say if is playing. Let's do an internal timer as well. Float timer time dot delta time if timer is greater than max timer. Timer will be 0, and then we're going to be getting this game object set active to false. However, let's see, let's also assign our own rectangle transform, public rect transform rectangle, and we want to getting our own size. So for example, let's assign target size to start as 200. So let's say for example size float, let's call this x, and let's say rectangle dot size, yeah, dot x. Let's add the value over here. Let's say public float size speed, maybe 0, I think it goes by 1. No, let's go with 0.1 size speed, and if x is lower than the target size, rectangle dot size delta dot x, can we assign it? We can. Yeah, I guess we can't. So that will be vector 2 new size vector 2 dot let's go with 0 new size dot x will be the x, new size dot y will be rectangle dot size delta dot y, and this will be the new size. Okay, we'll see which needs to be to have more. So let's say, close this, and let's add public void play, let's call it insult, because why not? Let's leave it like this. Over here we're going to have an insult container and an insult manager, because, you know, why not? So let's say is playing true. Actually, let's test this first, how the resizing is going to work, and then we're going to worry about the rest. Let's try, hit play. I'm going to assign a target. Let's see what we are missing. Oh, yeah, we need to assign this. UI manager. That's not the UI manager, that's the UI manager. Player 1 balloon, player 2 balloon. Hit play. Okay, let's enable that. Let's take the controller, just drop down here. Let's take our own transform, assign it down here. Let's take the, well, we don't really need to assign the text down here. I want to change the size or the width to 0, which is not the one we want. We actually want this rectangle, the balloon rectangle, not the parent. And we're going to change the balloon size, the width to 0. And I'm going to hit play. And it actually doesn't do anything, from what I can see. Oh, because the max timer is at 0, that's why it doesn't do anything. Let's set the max timer to 500. For now, let's open it again and let's hit is playing. Okay. Obviously this is way too small, too slow. Let's do 5. Let's assign the stuff we need to assign, actually not the target. Rectangle, text, max timer, set it to 35. And then we have 35 is probably way too much. Let's do 4 seconds. The rule of thumb is when you show a text on a screen, the viewer needs to be able to read it 3 times, you know, in a regular pace. Okay, so you can take that and say how fast you can read a small word, obviously pretty fast, so you can change the text depending on that. So let's say if it takes you 2 seconds, then 3 times should take you 6 seconds. Okay, that's entirely the rule of thumb. Obviously, depending on what you want to do, it might you know, differ. But you know, if you don't really know what else to go, just go with the rules of thumb. Okay. Okay, so take all of that. So let's say we want to play an insult. We're going to start with a rectangle, vector 2, new size, vector 2 dot 0, new size dot y will be rectangle dot size delta dot y, and rectangle dot size delta should be now the new size. Okay, so it starts closed. Let's go, however, on to our scriptable object, and let's go add a new serialized class, public class, insults, public string, text, public. Yeah, I don't think we're going to need ID. I'm just going to getting them entirely random. I'm not going to bother with dictionaries and stuff like that. I'm just going to keep them over here, but I want to have, let's call this insult container. And float over here timer. Let's set this as timer, just in case you have a bigger text. Let's say public float target size, and we're going to assign this as 200. Okay, then let's do public insult container insults, and on the game manager we're going to say public insult container get insult integer, or actually get random insult, since yeah, we don't really going to manually set, you know, an insult. And okay, integer random dot range 0 and objects dot insults dot length. Okay, if object dot insults dot length is 0 or null, then actually it can be null since it's public. Then back.log, what a civilized word, not even an insult to be found. Okay, and do a return null. Otherwise, objects dot insults random. I guess it will be French Canadians. Yeah, that was a joke, but anyway. Yeah, okay, we have our get random insult. So let's go into our input handler. Actually, you know what? Let's go into, where were we? Balloon helper, play insult, find an insult container, ins, game manager, get random insult. Okay, size delta, new size, target size will be ins dot target size, text dot text will be ins dot text, target not target, max timer will be insult dot timer. Okay, and it's going to play. So we only need to call this and everything else is going to play as they should. Okay, then let's go to the state manager. You have your expressions. Let's see, let's call the tick from the expression from that anyway. Okay, let's bring back our input 2. However, we want to change this input 2, and let's see, update bool. Let's see where we're using this. Oh, states input 2, so that's what we need to change. If input 2, there's no jump anymore, so let's just take care of this from the top. Okay, I have disabled the jump, it's not honorable. Okay, so if you can move, if you're attacking, and if input 2, then balloon dot play insult. However, I want to say if you are already playing an insult, if is playing, then simply return. Okay, no need to bother with this so much. Let's change this to 5 as well, and we also need to run on the UI manager. Basically init balloon. Oops. So that will happen again on the state manager. Let's find the init. Is player 1. We can have it over here. Do we have? We don't. So UI manager dot singleton dot add not init balloon states. Well, not states. This. Save. Minimize all that. Let's go add some profanities. Insults. Let's add the first two, which are timer. Let's say target size 200, timer 200. I don't really know how to do the whatever you call this. Yeah, I don't speak French, by the way, in case you don't know that. I don't le do français. Okay, let's add some more, I guess. Let's say you look like a donkey. Yeah, let's put some weird yeah, I don't think I know how to put those. Anyway, let's leave that. This needs to be a little bit bigger, I guess. Let's go with 230. Let's leave it at 3, I guess. Let's do clear and let's hit play. Well, it doesn't play. Oh, it doesn't play because we forgot to open the game object. And that will be on the balloon helper. Game object set active to true. Okay, otherwise it's not going to play the update. Okay, that works. And we just have to fix one thing, which is on the balloon itself. Let's see, that is let's bring this a bit forward down. I think we can go with much faster. Let's see, maybe we can anchor this the opposite way. Yeah. Save. Size speed, let's go with 25. Maybe 6 is way too much. We'll see. Okay, let's hit play. And let's go fix them. You can see that it's not enough. So what I want to change right now is take the balloon. Oops. Yeah, that's not going to update, is it? Maybe find a place, maybe, you know, that makes a little bit more sense. Yeah, like this. Take that, copy component, I think 235. Actually, let's do a paste. Let's change this to 200. Let's make this 45. Okay, and that will be minus 250 minus 235 20.4. Okay, let's set the height 45, let's set the width 200. I believe the 25 was way too fast, so let's maybe set this to 15. Okay, let's try it now. Okay, and here we have our insults. We need to close the is playing as well, so that we can insult some more. Max timer, let's leave it down to 3 seconds then. 3, and let's say this 280. And it's still too small. Let's say 360, no scope. Yeah, I guess maybe 340, 345 should even do. Well, you know, a good insult needs some tweaking. I think I don't like, I think it should be extrapolated. This goes, so let's say maybe we can just change this, change the anchor to this and set this down here like this, and actually 235. 25. Let's see, the blue one is the fixed one. If it's fixed, we're going to fix the other one as well. Come on, give the other. Well, anyway, okay, it's not really that much of a problem, not much of an issue. Actually, I think we might not, yeah. I think I don't want to make them follow the target. I only want to do this right when they say it, so it sounds like sound. Let's try this then. So this didn't really do much of a difference, so leave that over here. Okay, save. So it will stay on the position you set it. So it's easier to read at least, although yeah, I don't know. Let's just drop it in here as well and be done with it. Okay, so that is our insult manager. You can also add this right on an animation. For example, Let's go onto the onAnimator hook. And say void play insult random and void play insult, set it like this, and maybe say integer I. So play insult random, this is super simple. Oops. Play, not play expression, states dot balloon play insult. And let's maybe make this a little bit different. Play insult, let's rename this to play insult random, and let's make public void play insult, but this one we're going to cut all of this, paste it in here, and actually we want this insult container ins. Okay, so play insult ins. So now we can actually use this as well, and let's see, game manager, public insult container, get insult integer I. So return object dot insults I. However, if I is greater than object dot insults dot length -1, return null. Okay, then on to balloon. If ins is null, return. Okay, then on to the, let's do it over here, public void play target insult integer I insult container ins equals game manager singleton get insult I, and then play insult. Back to the animator hook, play target insult and pass the I. Okay, let's say now duplicate, let's say okay, it's not an insult, but you know, let's maybe do 250 and you know, this is not an insult, so it can be just a text. Okay, so let's break it up. Let's say we have also an insult, but let's say public class, well, emote, whatever, I don't really know, public string. Let's paste all of this, public emote container emote we can actually include a okay, okay, let's leave it. We can actually do one more thing, and actually we don't need a new class. it's just going to use the install container as well. And let's say public bool use expression and say public string target expression. Okay, then on balloon helper, let's also add, we don't have the target, let's also add then public transform, public state manager owner. Let's see, do we have any? We don't have any need. However, we are setting the target, which will be over here. Player 1 balloon dot owner equals states. Copy that, paste that over here, and change the balloons with itself. Okay, so we have all of that. Now let's say, let's go to the game manager, get insult, public, let's copy paste all of this, get emote, and all thing I'm going to change is this from this and this from this. Okay, then balloon helper, let's see, play target insult, play insult, public void play target emote integer I. So it's the same thing, but instead of insult, get emote. Okay, so when playing the insult, if ins dot use expression, if string dot is null or empty, ins dot target expression, if it's not, and then owner dot expressions dot play expression ins dot target expression. Okay, so let's go on animator hook then, play insult, and let's also add void play emote integer. You can pass also the string, but we don't use strings to counter this, so it doesn't matter. Balloon dot play target emote I. Minimize that. So we have our insults. Let's remove the final one. Delete that. Well, let's say angry, green. Let's leave that alone. And on the emote, let's say 1. Timer is 6 to 30. Okay, I'm not using an expression because I'm going to put this on the death animation, so it's not really that much important. Okay, then controller, animation, we want the character, let's find the death. We can't just, let's do this right before we play the expression and say play emote. Let's leave this at 0. We only have 1, of course. This is a system you can expand upon. Let's see how this is going to work. Not bad. It kinda overstays. and that's probably because we're not running the tick. Actually no, the balloon itself has the tick, so it's probably the timer. Resources, yeah, it's the timer. Let's set this to 2, 3, okay. Okay, awesome. And you can see that it plays the expression if it doesn't even it plays one. Actually, I want to say, let's find the expressions. Let's see. It should be somewhere over. Oh well, let's find it from the state manager. Go definition, and play expression. Oh yeah, this will be overriding there. Yeah, it should be overriding this. So this will be fine. So if we set it as or all our insults, I think the green, is it the green or the, let's see what the angry face is. Yeah, it's this. Okay, so let's fix all our results into angry face, because why not? It kind of looks like he's talking, so that is helpful. Let's set the timer to 3, 3, 3, and 3. Maybe 2.5 is better instead of 3. I feel like they are a little bit longer than they should be. And let's leave this to 1.8. Okay, and now we have shouting. Oh well, okay, awesome. So we are one step closer in finishing this. I think the next part will have to do with a little bit more the game loop and making the menus and stuff like that. So I'll see you next time. Before we go though, as always, hit that like, subscribe, throw some insults in the air, because why not? We have a system after all. And if you like to see more, and if you like to see more insult simulators, then feel free to support me or write your own insults in the comments. That will be fun. Okay, and of course, yeah, the ways you can support me is via Patreon or via Gumroad. I'm sorry, it's just too funny to me, at least. Yeah, as I was saying, the ways you can support me is via Patreon or Gumroad. Of course, all your support goes back into making all these nice tutorials, including making an insult manager, because why not? I'll see you on the next one.